Hi, my name is Todd with Allspec Industries. Today we're going to talk about the FM-206 rework station. The FM-206 is a 3-port rework station with full graphic interface. This is the FM-206 base station. The power supply runs up to 3 ports at one time. You can actually connect a soldering iron. We've got 2 different versions of the soldering iron, a base one and a heavy duty one. Other than soldering iron, it also will run tweezers. It also runs a hot air gun. An iron just blows hot air. And then you've got your desoldering iron, which actually converts to a gun. This is actually removable, so you can use it as an iron also. The 206 rework station is a good value for a couple of reasons. The first thing is, instead of getting a separate station for each of your functions, instead of having, as an example, a soldering station, a separate hot air station, a separate desoldering station, a tweezer station, you can have one station that can run all of your functions. This allows you so much more versatility because you can actually run 3 at the same time, with the exception of the air units. Can't vacuum and blow air at the same time. But you can actually run a soldering iron, so if you have one person at a station running an iron, the person on the other side of the station could use the tweezers, they could be using the desoldering iron, so you can actually get a lot of functionality out of it. The graphic interface is good because it allows you to easily see what the settings are for each item and adjust the settings fairly quickly. So as an example, right now the soldering iron is plugged into the first station. If I hit the button, it allows me to pick presets, so I can easily basically dial down to it and then push that button and it selects it to 750. If I don't want that 750, I can actually say it there, it's set at 660. I hit the button and it changes it. It's going to drop the temperature down to 660. The temperature response time is very good. You can see it's dropping. That's 50 degrees already. And then if you go back up, once it goes down, we'll hit it, we'll go back up. You can see how fast it'll go back to the 750. So we're at 750 already. Here we've got the Hakko FM-207. This is Hakko's base soldering iron for the FM series stations. As you can see, it's got a replaceable handle, a heat pad for you to take off the tip. This uses the T15 series tip. You also could have separate handles with tips in them. So if you have a conical tip you need to use, a chisel tip you need to use, you can keep those in a tip holder, which we've got over here. And when you hit these buttons here, you pull your handle out, stick it in like that, you grab the one you need, you load it back in, and then you're good to go. So it's really quick and easy to replace the tips. The tips get a little bit dirty. They've got some solder on them. They're starting to get some corrosion. The Hakko 2027 actually comes with kind of like a Brillo pad. You just push it into it. It cleans the tip, and then you'll put some fresh solder on the tip so that it keeps it from getting corroded. It extends the life a little bit. They also come with a stop and go stand. When you hang it up on the stand here, the system knows that it's hung up. It's got a cord that actually plugs into the station to tell the station that it can power down the iron to save some tip life. Here we've got the Hakko FM-2029. The 2029 is actually a hot air pencil. You can see it's got powered and then the air. It's got a button here to actually turn on the air. It uses the N4 series nozzles. There's a lot of different sizes. It actually goes from 0 to 1,000 degrees in a few seconds. Here we have the Hakko desoldering tool. It's part number FM-2024. The desoldering tool has a modular handle which actually can take off. If you, instead of having the gun function, you'd rather have a pencil function. It's got a lever on the back. Pull the lever, slide it off, and now you've actually got an actual desolder iron that you can hit the button with your thumb there and desolder like that, instead of with the trigger on the handle. Alright. 2024 uses the N3 series nozzles. You've got different size nozzles for different size leads. Heats up the lead, you hit the button, sucks up the hot solder. It's got replaceable filters here, easily replaceable. The other feature for this desoldering gun is it's got an actual tip removal piece here. Instead of being the rubber cartridge that comes with the irons, it has this kind of hard plastic here that slides up, and then you hit the release button and it pulls it out. It's going to alarm at us because it doesn't have a nozzle, and then you can slide it back in. Good to go. Here we have a Hakko tweezer. I say tweezer, but this is actually different than a normal tweezer. Tweezers actually scissor together so the points come at an angle. One of them usually holds still. This is actually parallel. The tips come together at the same straightaway, so you're actually getting direct contact on both sides of a lead, both sides of a chip. These actually use the T16 series tips. They are sold in pairs, so when you buy one, you don't have to worry about having one here and a different part here. They come in a set. Here we have the Hakko 2030 iron. This is their heavy-duty iron. They came out with this new rework station. If you can actually compare this to their standard iron, you can see that the actual mass of the tip is substantially larger, as well as the handle has got a little bit more oomph to it. It's got a bigger heater in here. It's just a lot better on working with ground planes or heat sinks, anything that's going to suck up a lot of heat. So in closing, this is the FM-206 rework station. All the benefits of the multiple different pieces that you can use. There's also, in addition to what we showed you here, there's another tweezer that's a little bit smaller. There's also some nitrogen capable irons, so you can actually flush your solder joint with nitrogen. Thanks for watching. Check out our other videos at allspec.com or on our YouTube channel.